Hello and welcome to episode 9 of this OSE Hex Crawl. We lost our dwarves last time in episode 8. They managed to have 2 encounters before they were killed by some acolytes. So it would seem that the acolytes of the Serpent God have their steely grip upon this fallen land. They've been digging through the ruins in several locations. Are they making up the homes there, ready to kind of strike somewhere else, or are they looking for something? Maybe it's a possibility. Maybe we'll delve deep enough into a dungeon at some point to actually see if there's anything bigger and nastier down there that kind of relates to these serpent god people. Um, so we're going to be back now to do another set of characters. Hopefully these ones will survive a lot longer than last lot. The idea this time is we are going to start at 3rd level. Now, the difference between 1st and 3rd level is negligible in most respects. Um, Thaco's the same phrase are the same. The only thing we've got here is we've got a cleric with 2 spells and a slightly better turning table. And our thief is obviously going to be slightly better by 2 percentages, 3 percentages on most skills, which again, not massively different. And our magic user is going to have access to 2 first and 1 second level spell. Now that is going to be a difference because obviously last time we had our mage with 1 spell, and because we were rolling randomly, they didn't get particularly good spells. We had floating disc and like read magic and that kind of stuff. So nothing significant. So hopefully this time around, because we've got 3 spells to roll up, we'll get something that's actually offensive and can actually cause some damage to the bad guys. So we're going to roll the characters up exactly the same as normal. We're going to allocate them a class exactly the same. We're just going to roll pretty much 3 lots of hit points rather than 1 lot of hit points, and that's pretty much the only difference. We will also then give them 1d3 NPCs from the list uh, of the cards that I've been using, the NPC cards, to help them out as well. So we'll have a 5 or 6 man team, and then we'll have 3 NPCs as well. That's 9, 8 or 9 characters. That should be, hopefully, we can outlast at least 1 encounter. And our cleric can heal. If we obviously get a cleric, we should hopefully will. Our cleric can heal up, and between encounters we can get out. And just say the idea of this is just, classic dungeon crawling is you go to the dungeon, you poke around for about a day or so until it gets starts running out of torches and that kind of thing. You come out, you rest, you go back again after kind of re-equipping. You kind of dip in and push through, and you get deeper and deeper into the dungeon. Unfortunately, we've managed to get a handful of rooms into a dungeon, and they've managed to kill us because of the encounters. The encounters has kind of been the thing that's done us in. So hopefully, with 3 lots of hit points, we will be able to survive at least a couple of encounters before that happens. So anyway, right. So let's get on to the actual rolling of the dice, and we can see exactly what we come up with. Okay, so these are the stats we've got. With some bad rolls in some of these. I would say this is definitely going to be our fighter or dwarf, depending on what we pick. Um, Double check to see what we need to be. I think it's a con. Our dwarf is a con of 9, which is done. So we might go for a dwarf on that one. Purely for the sake of we've had dwarves in the past, and they be handy. Right, so let's have a look at the scores. Um, If your character very poor ability scores, for example, an 8 or less in every score, a low rating and 1 ability score, reference sometimes allowed to discard the character to start game, which is fine. Just in Prime Rex ability scores, only intelligence, wisdom, and may be lowered in this way. No score being lowered to below 9. Um, every 2 points which is deducted 1 point added to your Prime requisite. Okay, well, I think that Dex of 3 is going to be no good for anybody. So I think you are no good. No, all your other stuff is fairly average. I think we then go for I mean, it's Connor 6 is not great either, is it really? I mean, that's pretty rubbish. Um, hmm, tough. So it would seem this is our thief with the highest dex. We need a magic user with the highest intelligence, and the highest intelligence is 11 out of all those. And I think we go for that for our magic user. We go for an elf here, a particularly surly elf with a charisma of 6, but it's an elf nevertheless. Wisdom's not particularly great. Intelligence is 11, but decent, fairly decent dex and strength, which is okay. Con's not terrible. So that's 4. We can't. We've got. I mean, we should really go for the other bods as well with the highest. But Connor 6 is absolutely awful. Intelligence of 5, kind of 11. So okay, why don't we go classic fighter? I haven't got cleric yet. Damn it. Okay. Oh, okay. That's got to be our cleric, then, isn't it? Terrible con. 6 con. Not great charisma, but wisdom of 13 and a strength of 15, which isn't absolutely awful. Okay. So that looks like it's our group. We have, unless we use that last one as well. What's that? That's 10, 10, 10, 14, 8 intelligence, wisdom of 14. Oh, actually, maybe that's better. Maybe that's our cleric instead. Yeah, maybe that's our cleric. And then this can be our. See, if it was a decent con, I'd say that's our fighter. So let's go for a halfling. There you go. They're slightly fragile. So that's our group. We'll go for those 6. We'll go 4. And as long as that's actually works, let me just check the prime requisites on these things. Nothing for the cleric. Requirements. Minimum con for not of 9 for the dwarf, which is fine. 14. Minimum intelligence of 9 for the for an elf, which is 11, which is fine. Fighter's got no requirements. Magic user's got no requirements. I always loved it. The magic user's got no requirements. You could have a 3 intelligence magic user and effectively magic user. Requirements of thief is nothing. And our halfling. Always missed the halfling out. Con of 9, dex of 9. Oh well, okay. So we can't have a halfling there. I'll tell you what then. Let's go for second fighter. Ooh. That's no good. Let's go for a second thief. Interesting. Yes, let's do that. So we've got some sneak attacks to come. We've got yeah, cleric, a thief, an elf, a fighter, a magic user, a second thief, and our dwarf. So we've got definitely 2 at the front, the fighter and the dwarf. Elf at the back, magic user, cleric. Yeah, that's not a bad way of doing things. The cons aren't great on any of them, so I mean we just have to kind of have a basic roll on most of them. But I mean again, OSE has got the averages of 10s, 12s, 13s. So I mean you're not expecting to have everybody with an 18, but that 17 strength just needed to be something of significant fighting ability, and I think the dwarf is the way to go purely because the poison resistance. We've already seen adders and stuff kill these people off. So I think an additional poison resistance is going to be definitely one way to go. So what we'll do now is we'll get some character sheets printed out and I'll fill them in, and we can roll some hit points, and then we can decide who our NPCs are that are going to help these guys out. Okay, so I am using some character sheets I created for some adventures. Hopefully, I'm going to put out this year. And it gets everything down one sheet instead of the 2 sheets like the OSC ones I was using previously. So less printing, whatever. Anyway, the idea is we've got our cleric here which is a cleric of Holdak, which is the god of athletics and competition and strength. Considering he's got an intelligence of 8, I thought that was a pretty good idea, giving something more physical. Just need to roll hit points for him. We're gonna pick spells obviously as we go. We have to roll for these. So hit points for him is 3d6. 3d6. That's 10. No constitution bonus, so 10 hit points. Okay, you know, better than 1d6. So hopefully he lasts a little bit longer this time around. Oh, and I need to put an alignment in. I think it's neutral. I'll double check that one. Okay, next up we have our elf. She has longsword longbow. Also d6 hit points. Any constitution bonus? No. And again, spells. We're going to roll spells in this one as well. So that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again. Okay, and then we've got 2 first level spells and 1 second level spell. So on to the list of spells. We need a d12, which I forgot to get out. Yes, we do. So let's find a d12. That's a 20, that's a 10. Okay, no, yours in here is the 12. Come on, one of my favourite dice is your in there. There we go. Okie dokie. So, 2 first. 12, ventriloquism. Oop. Probably spelled wrong. 7, protection from evil. Which again, at the moment, nothing too brilliant there. We've got protection from evil, which is a little bit of extra use. Second level spell though, obviously we've never used these in any of the works around. Continual light. Okay. Now that is going to make a lot of difference to our torch consumption. So at the moment we give everybody lanterns and torches and stuff. We might not need those. We'll keep them in just in case so they can go and venture off on their own for the moment. But with a continual light, that makes a big difference. Okay, so her hit points are done. Her spells are done. Next up we have our dwarf. Okay, so we just need constitution plus 1, d8. So 3d8 plus 3. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. Okay, not bad. Don't need any guards. Battle axe and hand axes. Basically the hand axe there to throw just in case we need to get any distance work. I think you are done. Yep. Next is our actual magic user. So we have a constitution here of 9. Someone got -1. I think the thief's got -1 constitution. Yeah, -1. Not good. Okay, so 3d4 for our magic user. Oh, and d3. D4 is a nightmare to roll. 1, 4, 6. Okay. Not great, but again, better than 1d4. So we have 2 first level spells, a 9, which gives us read magic. Actually, what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to do what I do normally. I'm going to ignore read magic. I'm going to give the other character read magic as well. I'm going to get both have read magic. So 6, we are going to go magic missile. Now that is a little bit of a game changer. 5 is light, or darkness, of course. And then our second level spell is 12, wizard lock. Okay, not great, but it's a spell. Okay, and then I will give each of them read magic, because I think without read magic, that's a bit of a nightmare. So, wizard magic user is done. Next is our fighter. Oh, and also, when I was filling the character sheets, I realised that we already really had enough characters, so I decided not to put that second thief in there. So we've got 1 thief, not 2, like I thought we might have using. Okay, so constitution of 11, no difference there. So we've got 3d8 for our fighter. Oh, not great. 6, 8 hit points. That is not good. That is not good at all. Okay, but you have got an AC 3, so it's not terrible. But yeah, I would have liked better. But hey ho. Long sword, short bow. So again, a bit of distance work just in case needed. And then we've got our thief here. So 3d4 minus 3. Minimum 1 hit point per dice. Wow. Okay, so that will be 8 minus 3 is 5. So you've got 5. Actually, technically speaking, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6. Could make minimum 1, so yeah, 3 dice. So that 1 becomes 1 still, because you can't get a -1 off of it. Okay, so that's our thief, leather armor, long sword, short bow. So yeah, kind of standard thiefy kind of stuff. AC of 7, which is again not great. Dex of 10. So our thief is actually does more physical damage than actually kind of any missile damage or actual good dexterity. So, but hey, sometimes thieves are just thieves. Maybe this is more of a thuggy thief rather than a stealthy thief. So that's that. So now we need to go and decide how many of the NPCs from the NPC cards we've got are going to actually join our party on their expedition. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to roll 1d3. I think 3 is probably the maximum we really want to handle. And then we'll roll 1d100 out of the list of NPC cards to see actually who joins. So we've got 3, which means we have 2 NPCs to roll up. So let's go grab the cards. Okay, so obviously we've taken out all of the cards that have been killed. So yeah, let's roll 1d100 and see what we've got. So blue first, 07 is a fight. Was that that's a cleric? Okay, Beldar Toth, or Beldir Toth, turn undead, AC of 7, leather armor. We have a staff, portly and pleasant. Overweight, weighing just 300 pounds, doesn't hinder his movement in combat and abilities. It's important situations where weight comes into play. Large, overweight man, he's mid-30s with a round face, rosy cheeks, and wearing sackcloth robes. So he's kind of our Friar Tuck kind of character. Okay, so that's our first one. Our second one is going to be 78. We just got to be somewhere around there. Yep, 73, 74, 75, 6, 7, 8. Maxiel Tiller, a magic user with protection from evil. Okay, so past life. Maxwell claims to be the reincarnation of a powerful mage that lived hundreds of years ago. He's frustrated by his current level of power and is desperate to find any evidence to prove his theory correct and reclaim his former victory. A man in the late 30s with balding head and piercing blue eyes. His red robes are of the finest quality. Okay, so that's our magic user. And then we have our last one, which is 60. Somewhere around there. Nope, a little bit further down. 63, 61, 60. Gives us a halfling. Okay, so halfling. Oop. Our cards back into position. That's our third one. Okay, so our halfling is Werner Gringlen. Short sword and sling. AC of 5, which is pretty good. A male halfling in his early 30s with copper-coloured hair. Smile never far from his lips. Loves conversation. Happy to talk to anybody about their family, home and adventures. Subconsciously picks up small objects wherever he goes. Keeps them in sacks he carries on his belt. GM had decided exactly what can be found inside, or as well as use fists or any danger being hold. So yeah, kind of a Kender type personality trait there. So yes, so that's our 3 NPCs. So 2 magic users, 2 clerics, a halfling in total added to the party. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, okay. The magic user having an offensive spell would have been nice, magic missile, but you know, that's fine. It's what you roll. So there you go. So we're going to have a slightly larger party this time around. So next up, what we're going to do is we'll go back to Brine Keep. we will decide where they're heading next. To say, I think we might go to an unexplored hex, so we can actually roll out some hex attributes that we haven't done so before, and we're gonna have a poke around there, and then maybe we'll go back to one of those dungeons we've previously gone into where hex have died and stuff. But it would really be nice to survive some encounters and get some treasure and kind of level these people up, or at least make some kind of impact on the world. So anyway, so let's grab the overland map and we will start figuring out what's going on. Okay, so back to the overland map. Our heroes leave Brine Keep on the 14th day of this campaign. Slowest we've got is 18 miles per day, which is 3 hexes. So we're going to roughly get to here in 1 day. We have an encounter during the day as well on a 1 in 1d6. So what we're going to do is we're going to say they're going to walk all the way from here. Because we're following the road, we can have our encounter here. If we go to the hex map for that hex, we can see there is a layer here and hex 5, and the road is here. So we're going to say that by the time they get to here, we're going to roll to see if there's an encounter, to see if whatever creatures are in this layer have come out and had a nose around so what's going on, because we didn't actually determine what these people were. So we've got our we've got a dungeon there, we've got a dungeon there, which obviously we've not done yet. So that needs to be looked into at some point. Maybe they'll look into that. That's the one where we lost a load of people originally, twice. But yeah, so our first encounter is going to be halfway through the day, or approximately, and it's going to be, say, like hex number 10 in here. So on a 1d6, we're going to get an encounter. We do not get an encounter, which means they continue all the way through hex full number 4. They continue along to here, and then the rest of the day, they get to this river, cross the bridge. Obviously, we've got Castleside here and Brine Keep, so theoretically this has all been upkept, and the actual bridge is going to be decent. And what we're going to do, we're going to circle around here. We're either going to go across this plains here, see if there's anything interesting here. If not, we're going to go into this one, and then we're going to go into this one as well. We haven't had a forest encounter area yet. We might see at some point if there's anything in this lake, because there might be a fishing village that's either working or one that's an old fishing village, but we'll look at that later on. But we'll use the this hex here to cross the actual river, and then we'll make our way down. But by the time we've got to here, we are roughly 18 miles in, so we're going to say this is where we're going to camp at night time. So at nighttime camping, we're going to roll 1d6 if we get an encounter. We get an encounter. Okay, let's have a look. So what we've got, that is technically, I suppose, you could say water or plains, really, because we're near the sea and it's right near the river. So let's have a look in the book. See what we've got for encounter tables and what looks interesting. Apart from that, we can class it's clear. Lake River. Okay, Lake River. That makes sense. We're right near. We're right near a river. Let's go for a Lake River. So we are on. Oop. Barren Mountains, Clear Forest, Ocean, Lake River. 1d8. We have 6. We have insects. Okay, that's fine. I. Table I. AFG. It's its own table. Insects, there it is. Table, oh, table 1, table I, you're an idiot. Right, 1d12. We have an 11. We have spider crab. Okay, that's fine. So let's look at spider crabs, see what they've got going on. Crab giant. Okay, no, not spider crab, crab spider. Oh no, not spiders again. Spiders are our bane. We are not happy with anything that's poisonous. Spider. Spider. Crab spider. 5-foot long hunting spiders that change their colour to match their surroundings. Ambush, surprise on 1d4 due to camouflage. That's not good. More ceilings. Poison. Causes death on 1d4 turns. exactly what we did not want, but we do get saving boat throw bonus at +2, so that's not terrible. Okay, so first things first, I suppose. I mean, they are attacked by dropping from victims on above ambush. Well, they don't. They've probably not got much here to drop on from above. They're probably just going to be skidding around on the ground. There is a chance, of course, that they might just not want to interact. 2d6. They're neutral. Yeah, so they're not the same as anything else. They're not exactly, destined to attack everything they come across. Let's roll 1d. Let's roll 2d6 and see what we get on it here. 3, 7. Neutral, uncertain. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, so I think what we'll do is we'll see if they surprise our group. So on a 1, they are surprised. They aren't surprised. On a 1 to 4, our heroes are surprised. It's a 2. Okay, because we have that as a surprise, I'm going to say they're going to be vicious. Because the simple fact is, if you're uncertain but you're surprised, you're probably going to use that to your advantage. So they're going to skitter along and they're going to see these things kind of off in the distance. There's maybe a campfire there. They're going to get a little bit uncertain and they're going to get a little bit nearer, a little bit nearer, a little bit nearer until they are near enough to go and actually attack. But obviously we've got some distance between us. So we've got an encounter distance in the wilderness of 1d4 times 10 yards. So 1d4 times 10 yards is, that will be a 2. So we are 20 yards away. So that is, okay, at 60 feet, which is not far, but these things are pretty slow. So they might get pinned down anyway. They might not gain anything from their skittering. They might actually get to the people. So I think they're not going to do so. And number appearing, we have 1d4. We have 2. Okay, 2 is hopefully manageable. We shall see. Right, let's grab the little encounter map and go for that. Okay, so our heroes are around the campfire. Round 1, surprise round. Our crabs can move 40 feet. They're 60 feet away, so we're going to be they're going to be 20 feet away from the actual people. 5, 10, 15, 20. So that is their first round. That is it. All they do is skitter along the ground towards our heroes, and by the time they've kind of reached that kind of distance, our heroes are now aware of what's going on. So we're going to roll initiative for our heroes. He won. Not good. Our bad guys are 6. Okay, so they are going to go first. So they are going to stream over, and they're going to have a bit of a go. Okay, so that is our dwarf. Our dwarf has got a C of, find our dwarf. Ever find our dwarves when we want it. There we go. Right, our dwarf has an AC of 4, which is good. Yeah, and they've had enough time to kind of probably pick up some gear. What has he got? Nice chainmail. There you go. 4 AC with chainmail, doesn't seem right. Oh no, it's right. Yeah, 5. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine. So a THAC0 of 18 for these things. We are going to need a 14 or higher, a miss, and 14 higher for the second one, a miss. Okay, so that is that. Right, so next up we have our heroes. So going back to the turn order. Okay, so movement first and then missiles. So movement, we're going to have a fighter step forward, first of all. Our clerics are going to move up as well. They've got... Okay, now I can't find the clerics now. Okay, fighter's got a move of 30, that's fine. 30. 30. Okay, that's fine. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, that'll get to there. 5, 10, 15, 20. That'll get to there. That's our movement rates. Elf will take a couple of steps over. Thief will take a couple of steps over. Magic user will stay there. Halfling will stay in the back, ready to go. Okay, so that will do for our basic movement rate, and then we have missile weapons. So our elf is going to go with missile weapons. So elf, you have a AC of 7, which means you need a 12 or higher, but with +1 to hit. So gets number 1, a 16. That's a hit. So you are doing 1d6 damage, 3 damage to number 1, 13 hit points. You're on 10. And then our thief, I believe, has the other missile weapon. Yep. There's our thief with longbow, +1 to hit. So you are going to need a 11 again. Oop. That's a 1. That is a miss. Oh, no, it's 7, sorry. That's a miss. Okay, and then we've got melee attacks. So we'll start at the edge. We'll go with our cleric, first of all. The cleric has an adjusted TACO of 18. So again, we're going to have 11 or higher. That's a hit for 1d4 plus 1. That's a 3. That puts it down to 7. Our dwarf is next. There we go. Dwarf, +2 to hit. So you're going to need a 10. That's a miss. Fighter is next. +1 to hit. That's an 11 or higher. That's a hit. For 1d8 plus 1. This is going to be against number 2. That's 6. And then our cleric is going to be echo of no plus to hit. Nope. So you need a 12 or higher. That's a miss. Okay, right. That is everybody's this round. We're going to go back to initiative for next round. So spiders, a 6. Oh, sorry, heroes first, isn't it? Heroes and then spiders. 6 and 5. Right. Missile weapons. Miss. Miss. Cleric melee attack. Miss. Miss. Not good. Hit. Other cleric. Hit. Right. So we're going to do 1d8 plus 1. We're going to do 5. Puts down to 3. And then 1d6. That kills it. Spider 2 is dead. Okay. Spider 1 is going to do the dwarf again because that's what we did last time. That's a miss. Next round. Heroes. Right. Heroes beat it. Missiles. That would be a hit. And that would be a miss. So 1d6. That's a 3. Puts it down to 4 hit points. And then melee attacks. 20 as a hit. And then dwarf is a hit as well. So 20 is 1d4 plus 1 for you. You do 3. It's got 1 hit point, and then 1d8 plus 1. It takes 8. It's dead. Wow, we've actually successfully killed some spiders. How proud am I? Right. Okay. So that's it. They kill these spiders. They take a look around in the darkness. The halfling does a little bit of a reconnaissance because he's got the kind of the hidey abilities. Nothing out there. That's it. We are all done. So that is experience for everybody for spiders, and then we go on to camping and the next day. So let's have a look. Let's put me experience on my sheet. Crab spiders, spider crabs even. So that's 50 for the 50 XP. For everybody survives. We go back to this. And then we're going to basically have our next day, day 15, looking at the area to see what we've got. So first things we'll need to do now is generate the actual points of interest in the hex. So let's find my hex map. Okay, so 1d6 layers, 1d6 features. 1d6 layers, 2. 1d6 features, 2. So 2 and 2. So first of all, we've got a layer. So first of all, we will get on to roll 20 to use the random number, well, the dice roll on that. So first up is number 16. So we have a layer at 16. And then we have another one at 12, which is there. And then we have our two features, and our two features are at 21 and 9. So 21 is here, that's a feature, and 9 is here as a feature. Okay, and we've roughly got an idea where this is going to come through. So we're going to say that the river is probably this end here. It's going to kick around here, and it's going to exit from the middle of here now. So we're going to say it's going to do this thing here, like this. It kind of gets a bit wider near where the actual lake starts. So first of all, we roll number 9 feet because it's nearest to the where they're going to come across to the hex. So we'll roll that first of all. So we've got a 1d20. A 2 is a geological feature. Geological 1d6. 3 is terrain, rock. It's caves, rocks. 1d100. 17. 17. Number of smaller rocks indicate average diameter with density indicate 0. Is unusually rocky. Okay, so that's probably not going to be of any notice. So we're going to put rocky terrain there, and we're not going to worry about that until they actually go inside it because they're going to follow the river. So if there's anything there that was going to be visible from about a hex or so, which is probably about the viewing distance anyway, then they would probably head over towards it. But they're not going to see that, so they're just going to kind of head down towards here. As we get down towards here, we're obviously going to see this second feature, probably. And the second feature is 2, another geological feature. Okay, and this time it is 2 again. It is a change in elevation. Okay. Nature of the change in elevation is 36. Change is natural, result of time and elements. And 1d100 again. 30. 5d 20 yards lower or higher than the surrounding area. It's 1d6 to see if it's higher or lower. It's a 4, so that'd be lower. Change in elevation comprises 2, 1d100. Oh, what's that? Okay, that's 13. Single subhex. There is a 1 in 4 chance, 4 in 6 chance of the change in elevation representing different terrain types and surrounding areas. Okay. 3, so technically yes. Okay, so it's going to be a hex. So we're going to say it's going to fall away and going to be going down like this, and it's going to be roughly the size of the hex. So it's going to go like this as we go here. And we will roll on the terrain types. Give me a sec to grab that. Okay, using our first edition DMG, we've got planes here, which is what this is. We roll 1d20 to see what it is. It's a 5, so it is plane. There's no difference. So it's just a lower drop into the planes, and it kind of just takes up the that subhex, and that is that. Okay, so our heroes are going to continue along the river here. We have got that would bring to this hex here, and I think we are going to probably skirt the lake here for the next hex, and then I think we're going to head to the forest. We're going to head to the forest. So we'll skirt the lake for the next hex. So after about half a day, we'll roll for a random encounter. It's a 6, no random encounter. So we can do the same thing for this sub-hex and see what's going on with this. Although it's going to be mostly water, so that's going to be a bit of a problem if stuff's inside the water. Let's have a look. 4, and 1. So it'd be four layers on one feature. Okay. Judging by our hex on here. So 29, 10. Okay, 29 again, and 21. 29 is going to be lake. 10 is going to be lake. 29 again, and 21. 21. That's all going to be lake. It's all going to be water. So there's going to be underwater layers. So we will say, we'll make a note of that. That we could ignore that completely. If there's a random encounter, we'd probably use it. That's fine. And then as we get to our third hex, we're going to move into the forest, and then we're going to generate the forest hex. So let's go and do that. Okay, that took a second because I had to print out another mini hex sheet. So note to self, print more mini hex sheets. So we've got our forest here, and we need to know how many layers and encounter areas we got. Oh, sorry, features we got. 1 layer, 6 features. Okay, so back on our random number generator, otherwise known as Roll20. We have a layer in number 9, and we have features in 3, 15, 18. 15 is there. 18 is there. That's 3. 21, 25, 25, and last one is 20. Okay, so something's going to definitely kind of pop up. So we're going to roughly come in from that area there. We're going to say we're going to come into, so we're probably mid-hex, hex number 800, hex number 14, probably hex number, we'll say hex number 8. We're going to come in there. We've got a layer there. And we're going to use this chance to roll our random encounter. Oh, no, we did a random encounter already, didn't we? So that's fine. We don't need to do a random encounter for the day at the moment. We've still got a little bit of movement around to go these areas, so that's fine. Okay, so let's roll our features first of all. Starting with the one in 15 is another geological feature. Back to that, we have 5 water. Interesting. Okie dokie. Rocks, rocks, caves, soil. Okay, where is water then? Water. This is a water source present in this hex. Refer to page 58 to determine the source. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. 58. 1d100. 34. It's a brook. Okay. Move body water typically no deeper than 1/4 of its length. The brook that is a foot wide will be on average a few inches deep. Brooks are 1d 3 feet wide. 3 foot, well, sorry, 2 foot wide. So yeah, roughly a couple of inches deep. Okay, that's fine. So what we can do is we can have a little bit of a brook running off of, sorry, wrong bit, running off here. So it's going to be coming down to here, and we're going to have it coming off of the map and running through here into the forest. There we go. That's fine. 10d 100 feet. 10d 100. Okay. 474 feet wide. Okay, long. Oh, sorry, no, my mistake. 1d6. 5. 1d 8 miles long before they disappear. Water dries up or goes underground, merging with another flowing body of water. Is still body. Is a still body. Alright, okay, well we're going to ignore that. We're going to say it's going to flow into the thing. And that's going to be 1d 8 miles. 4 miles. But that's okay, that works perfectly. These are 1.2, so that's going to be 2.4, 3.6. That's it, does that. That's fine. That'll work. Okay, so that's that. So our heroes are probably going to see that little brook. That's fine, not going to worry about that. Second feature. Oh, let's skip all the way back, otherwise we're going to be here all day. 1d20. A 6 is a structure. Brilliant. Okay, now we like structures we like to see. That gives us a focus to actually go and investigate and something to actually look into. So let's go and look at structure. Okay. So structures. Structures, burial ground. Okay, 1d10. It's a 10. It's a dungeon. Okay, so we will. Let's just have a quick look on the dungeons here. I don't think we're going to use the dungeon generation here because that generally tells you how many rooms it's going to be, and obviously we want to generate our dungeons randomly as we go into it. Dungeons, there we go. Okay, multi-section 7 dungeons. 10. Ah dear. That's one thing about hate about PDFs is moving through them like this every time. If this is a book, I'll be flipping pages, no problem at all. PDFs having to do it on this little thing here, it's no good. Okay, so I don't think we're not going to generate a dungeon randomly for levels because that's crazy. And if we generate anything too high, they're going to get murderized straight away. Dungeon's going to contain the following number of rooms. We don't need to know that one. So yeah, we will ignore the generation for that one. That's fine if you want to generate maybe a campaign world as such, but we're kind of half generating on the fly here. So this is going to be our dungeon. I suppose we could just quickly look at the other feature just in case there's anything there that is even more interesting. 17. That's a terrain. Okie dokie. Structures. Okay, so that gives us a terrain generator. So we are in forest, 1d6. Different type of terrain. We have a 5. It light to mixed. Okay, interesting. Which I suppose means it kind of thins out, but that's fine. So what we'll have is we'll have maybe a little tiny kind of a little bit of a few copse of trees that's here. That's fine. Nothing of interest. It's basically going to our heroes. It's just going to look like some more trees. That's not going to be interesting. So instead, we're going to go towards the dungeon. We'll say again, there's a few structures on top of this thing, a few walls and this kind of stuff. So they're going to look around, and they will go into the dungeon next. So I think what we are 40 odd minutes into this entire video. I think it's probably best to call it there for now. So next video we will generate a new dungeon. Our heroes will get a chance to look around, see what's going on. We'll see if the acolytes of the serpent god are causing problems. again in this dungeon here and looking for something or whatever they are doing, or we might actually discover we're actually encountering a whole new group of bad guys that have more to do with the forest than anybody else. So there you go. So thanks for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you on another one very, very soon. Bye bye.